Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel today for the 9th Alliance War of Season 40, and today we've got a rematch against TCN, and this is going to be a very interesting war. So I've got a lot of fights today, and I've actually got some fights not using Herc for once. I think this is literally the third war of the season where I haven't used Herc for every fight. The other ones were the first match against TCN as well as the LVT war. And I believe I've got 11 fights in this war, including the boss, so it's a pretty packed war. So, first fight is Cersei on Path 5 in Section 1, and of course I opened the fight by eating hits, which is just going to cost me potions, but this is a very safe ramp up matchup. It's going to be a bit longer because there's glancing, M-flow knockdown, all that kind of stuff. But it's a simple fight. It's just going to cost a potion because I messed up and got hit. Not really much to it overall. So I'm going to bait out this special one. I believe there's late on the heavy, so I could have got punished. Luckily didn't. Bait out the special one. Now I'm going to throw off my special 3, and this is going to take off a pretty big amount of the health that she's got left. I've also built up a fair few feats at this stage of the fight, so red damage should be pretty good as well. Yeah, it brings her down to 9%. And I end up incepting with a special 2 to finish her off. So, bit on the slower side, especially for a Herc fight, but very simple, very safe. Yeah, this one I'm going to be using a fair few 14k potions because I've got a lot of fights. I'm using the biggest boost that I've got because this is TCN, so don't want to be iteming out or anything like that. Next up is this Nick Fury. This is node 11, so this has heavy hitter and ebb and flow knockdown. Heavy hitter is the main reason he's here because in his second life obviously he's stun immune, so you pretty much have to intercept or bait specials for openings. Here he's building up quite a few flourish, so I want to hit his block to remove them. Build up my persistent charges there. Here he throws a special 1. Even though he's got a bunch of flourish, I just go in there. There I maybe should have finished that combo and thrown a special 2. That would have pushed Nick Fury up to his own special 2. And now here I'm just playing slowly. I want to ideally land an opening to get him up to his special 2, but he's just going medium heavy over and over again. And he's not really playing into any intercepts. So this fight is taking a bit of time, but I'm not really going to risk dying to this. Here he builds up a ton of flourish, so I'm going to hit into his block to remove them. Push him to a special 1 for some reason. Don't know what I was thinking there. Intercept with a special 2. And special 1 with the cosmic boosts. And yeah, he goes down. But it takes a minute and a half, which not really what I'm after because speed does matter in this war. But he goes down relatively cleanly, which that is the main thing. Next up I've got this Longshot on node 19. My plan for this fight is pretty much just to predominantly hit him during the stun. That is going to stop him from building up too much good karma. And basically mean that I don't have to deal with the incinerates or the bleeds. And at this point I'm relatively ramped. And you can just see how much damage I'm doing with these boosts as well as the ramp up. I've got my 2 persistent charges already. And 20 seconds into the fight, he's basically down. Combo into special 2, finishes him off. So yeah, very simple fight there for Herc. And next up, we're moving on to my first CGR fight of the season. I believe this is actually my first ever fight using rank 4 CGR in war. And yeah, this is going to be a rank 5 Apocalypse on node 22. So here I'm just waiting for Odin pre-fights to be applied. Mainly the shock pre-fight. I don't believe it comes into play whatsoever during this matchup. However, it will come into play in a couple of the other fights that I'm using CGR for. So my plan here is to go for Power Start 1 boost, medium quadruple light combo, special 2, and then either special 2 or special 3, whatever I get, and that should finish him off. So I did actually opt to go for full suicides here rather than half, even though there is insult to injury as well as Apocalypse's whole debuff when he throws a special thing. And that's why I went for full suicides, because he's dead already. And that is also why you banned CGR. So, yeah. Now, these next 2 fights are the ones I was most worried about this war. This is an Ebony Maw on node 23. And I'm using Herc. So, the main thing here is don't use a special 2 or special 3. I should have used an invulnerability, but I ended up using a power start and actually forgot about Maw's whole like reducing ability power rate stuff, which does count for the power start boosts. So he's getting a bit of power, but he's down before much can really happen. And I think I was a lot more worried about that fight than I needed to be. This next fight is probably the one that I was most scared of this war. This is Void on node 26. I'm going to be using CGR. I believe I've got a White Magneto pre-fight for this matchup. Using a power start, my plan is basically the exact same as the Apocalypse fight. Whether you're going to see, I end up cutting this fight pretty close at one point. So this fight does have Conflictor, and I underestimated it initially. It's a very good job that I cut that combo short. Look at how close he is to a special 3 from that special 2. If I did one more hit, he would have had his special 3, and then it'd basically just be a 50-50 on who gets their special 3 first. And don't think I would die from his, but definitely did not want to find out. Luckily he didn't get to his special 3, so I could just use mine, and that I knew that would finish him off. And yeah, he goes down. But yeah, definitely panicked a little bit when I saw just how close Void was to his own special 3 there. Probably should have just gone for the medium quadruple light combo and then one medium and special 2 rather than a full combo. But yeah, he went down okay, and also well that ends well. Next up is a complete nothing fight against this King Groot on Path 8 Section 2 with Herc. He's got to go down really quickly, and yeah, there's pretty much nothing to say about this. 20 seconds, he's dead. Next up is going to be Gorr on Rich Get Richer. I'm going to be using CGR here. I believe I've still got my power start boost active and everything. And the plan again is the same, medium quadruple light, special 2 or special 3, whatever the power back boost gets me to, and that will finish him off. In my opinion, CGR with Odin's is the absolute best counter to this matchup here. To be honest, even without Odin's, he can work perfectly fine. So if CGR is unbanned, I would definitely be using him for this fight. As you can see, it's just over before Gorr has a chance to really do anything threatening. And yeah, really simple fight here. I believe this is the final fight I have with CGR this war. So the rest is all just going to be Herc. And I'm going over to Boss Island. I've got a couple of minis on the left side as well as the boss. This is a spot on the power efficiency and whatever that falter vigilance stuff is called. Basically, it's a bunch of stuff that doesn't matter because I've got a miss counter and overpowered damage output. Yeah, he's basically already dead. Not even 20 seconds and the mini boss is down because I've got max ramp, max boosts. And yeah, there's pretty much nothing to that. Next up is a fight that I believe I've done a couple of times already this season. It's a Nihilus on node 51. Obviously going to be using Herc here and plan basically the same as a spot fight. Do a ton of damage and nuke. I just don't want to trigger Infuriate here because of Conflictor. But yeah, there is pretty much nothing to this matchup. Throw off my special 1 here, get the precisions, and my damage output is just going to be so good at this point that I don't need to worry about anything. throw off another special one here. I am going to take recoil damage because of it, but don't really care about that. I'd rather use a potion than risk a death, especially in a war like this. And yeah, now moving on to my final fight. This is Nova Boss with Herc. Seen this fight a couple times already this season. Really simple, just don't block too often and that's about it. And yeah, got the Infuriate. The good thing about Infuriate as well is its offensive ability accuracy reduction. So as you might have noticed there, when Nova hit my block with the Infuriate active, he actually didn't gain a flourish. There's a 60% chance for that to happen because it's offensive ability accuracy reduction and flourish triggers from the opponent attacking you. So that's a pretty nice perk to using Herc against this tactic. And yeah, as you can see, Nova Boss just does not stand a chance against Herc. He's going to go down pretty soon. Combo in special one and he dies in around 45 seconds. So yeah, pretty interesting war for me. A lot of really quick nuke fights. A couple of them definitely felt a lot less safe than they probably should have done. But yeah, ultimately we did end up winning 2-1. Really close to war. GG's to TCN. And I will see you all in War 10.